Good afternoon and welcome to France. Me and Barry flew out, flew out from East Midlands this morning at 6:30. We got up to the lake at about, so we're at a place called Etang Rouge. Anybody that watched my last New Hay video will have seen me explain and talk about it. So obviously we've come here today, I've flown here this morning. Got picked up by the owners from the airport, got to the lake at about 11 o'clock-ish. Sat down, had a good chat, had a good walk round. The owner was telling us more about the lake. So it's just over 2 acres and there's 80 carp in here. The biggest fish, which I believe is called Boris, last came out at 68 last year, and the owner believes the next time it comes out it'll be a 70, which is it'll be a 70-pound common. There's a couple of 60s, you know, getting close up to that. Quite a few 50s, 40s and a rake of 30s. So there's 4 pegs on here, but me and Barry are like in the 2 central ones. So I'm in peg 3, Barry's in 2. There's a bit of a social peg. It's not a peg, but a bit of a social spot in between. So we can spend the majority of the days sat in there until one of us gets a run, if we get a run, kind of thing. I think last week it fished really hard because of the weather. The week before, I believe it was like up to 40 degrees, and I don't think anybody caught that week. 5 fish came out last week, but I mean it's absolutely stinking hot at the minute. It's about, I think it's 32. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I know for the rest of the week it is going to drop to about 26, 27, 28 with a bit of cloud cover, so that should work in our favour for the fishing. So this is obviously a lake exclusive. We're flown out, everything's included other than bait, which you have to buy. There is a bit of a tackle shop, which I will show you a tour of the facilities and everything like that. But you get 3 rods, 3 10-foot 3.5 pound rods, 3 bait runner reels, 3 alarms, 2-man bivvy, bed. You have to hire the sleeping bag if you want one. Hire the bait boat if you want one, we have. You get a chair, you obviously get all the social stuff, net, sling, mat. There's waders because anything over £40 has to be photographed in the water. Tripod, waist sling, buckets and bits and bats like that. So obviously it's the first day, it's absolutely red hot. Well, I've literally just finished putting my rods out. I think Barry's still doing his. Got 10 kilos of pellets, what we've bought, and then we've gone halves on 5 kilo boilies, just to see how the fishing goes for now. If we need to buy more, we can buy more. You can buy particle. There's 3 or 4 different flavours of pellets. But yeah, I'm hoping for a good week. It's been a long time since I came to France. I think the last time I came was about 9 years ago, and that was with Barry, his son, one of their friends, and Barry's wife, which was a really good week. We caught loads and loads of fish. Bjorn and Barry both had 40s. Unfortunately I never did, but I did have 2 commons at £38. So ideally, or it would be nice if this week I could catch something bigger than that, or a 40, but we will see. It would be nice. And I think Barry's French best is 42 something, so obviously he wants to beat that. But yeah, like I say, I'll show you, at some point I'll show you around the facilities. It looks mint. It's like they call it the Angler's Rest. It's like a pool table, photos all over the walls of people's catches from here. There's fridges, kitchen, toilet, shower, bit of a tackle shop and all the bait freezers and stuff like that. And the owner says we can literally just come and go, take what we want from the tackle shop, just write it down on the bit of paper, take anything out of the fridge, snacks, crisps, not that they'd be in the fridge, cold drinks, beer, make tea, coffee, whatever. And at the end of the week he'll just tot up what we've had, and obviously you pay for that. Your food's included in the main price, so you get a breakfast every morning, which you can either have here or up at the Angler's Rest. They bring a kebab, a baguette, and it's like a choice of couple of fill-ins every dinner time, and then on an evening we'll go for dinner down at the Angler's Rest. And obviously that varies on what day it is to what you actually get. So yeah, it's going to be fun sleeping in bivvy tonight. It's going to be absolutely boiling. It's been boiling back at home in England yesterday and today, so it's about the same temperature. So yeah, we're here for 7 days. We fly on next Saturday, next Saturday morning. So fingers crossed for a bumper week, and hopefully a couple of big fish between us, which would be absolutely lovely. But obviously I've brought my camera stuff, so I'm going to bring you along for the week, and then yeah, we'll see what happens, and we'll keep you updated as and when we keep going. This is a bit of the social peg, as it's called. Bit of a gazebo, a couple of chairs, table, big chair, bit of a storage area as well, bin. It's in between mine and Barry's pegs. He's just down there somewhere. Obviously, I'm there, so I think the majority of the week is going to be sat under here because it's a hell of a lot cooler, and then with a bit of a breeze running through. Bit of a hammock if you want to get laid out. But yeah, just off for some dinner. It's about close to 7 o'clock. Bit of dinner, a couple of beers maybe, hot, nice cold shower. You can see over there, peg 1. You can actually hire the caravan for the week as well if you really wanted to. So yeah, go get some dinner, get the rods back out, and then see how the night pans out. I just got back from having some dinner. Had some lovely sun fried chicken and chips and a massive wedge of French cream cake, all washed down with a couple of bottles of French stubby beers. So I'm just back at my peg. It's about 8:30 in the evening. Just had a quick shower to freshen up because it's been stupidly hot today. Time to get the rods back in, touch more bait. The temperature has dropped quite significantly actually. Just before we set off for dinner, there were a bit of thunder rolling in, loads of cloud cover, so the temperature's really dropped, pressure's pretty low, so fingers crossed either tonight or the early hours one of us will get something. I would like it to be early hours because I would like a good night's sleep, because obviously we've been up since 2 o'clock to obviously travel, but I'm not going to complain if I get something through middle at night, to be honest. Just it's always that first fish on a new venue, or you know, whenever you go anywhere, takes the pressure off. So either of us, I don't, you know, don't want it just to be me. We're here together, it's a holiday, so I want us both to do well, both to catch. It's not all about personal achievements and things like that this week. It's just being out, being away, not working, and hopefully catching some decent and some big fish. So yeah, I'm gonna crack on, get all 3 rods back out. The bait boat's what we hired. They've got GPS on, so we set all them up earlier to the spots what we're fishing. So it's literally load it up, press a button, off it goes, bring it back and do the same for the next 2. So hopefully it should be nice and easy, quick and easy, and then probably go sit back in his little social hut or social peg and see the evening out, and then climb into bed. I'm hoping the bivvy isn't going to be 3,000 degrees like it was this afternoon, because it was absolutely disgusting. There was no chance I was going to be able to sleep in there, but I think now the temperature's dropped, it's going to be somewhat sleepable. So we'll see. Anyway, get these rods out and then I'll catch up with you and we'll see what we can do, see what will happen. Morning, day 2. Not to report from last night other than a good night's sleep, which was well needed, I think. But we've been and had breakfast, had a coffee. Spoke to Barry, he's not had nothing through the night neither. And I can remember the owner saying when we came, we needed like 5-ounce leads, because sometimes the bigger fish or some of the fish have a tendency to pick your rig up and move sideways quite away from your spot, and you don't get any indication on your alarm. So after when we reeled in for breakfast, my left hand rod, so where it was about 20 yards to the left. So obviously that's been picked up, moved across, and then they've just spat the hook. I know it said 5-ounce leads, but obviously I went angling direct before I came. They didn't have any 5-ounce leads, so I got 4-ounce. So I'm not saying if I had a 5-ounce lead I'd have had a run, I'd have caught it, I don't know. But so yeah, that happened all through the night, and I had no indication on the alarms. The middle rod, it sort of pulled up tight and then dropped back down, but that's tight to the far bank. Is that where the owner had said there's like a nice little carp spot or carp hole? But yeah, it's not going to be as hot today. It's going to be slightly cooler, a bit more cloud cover, and it's a bit windy, so it's going to be a bit more bearable for us, and hopefully that improves the fishing a little bit, but it is what it is. So we had a nice breakfast bap. He brought them down to us, to be fair. So it were a breakfast bap with bacon, sausage, egg, hash brown and black pudding in, so that'll keep us going until dinner time when we get our ham salad or cheese salad baguettes. So I've just knocked up a bit of a bait mix, what I'm going to not use a lot of because they're obviously not feeding with massive amount of gusto, so I've just crumbed up some boilie, put some whole boilie and some pellet and just give it a bit of a mix up. I'm just going to put a small scoop in the side of one of the boat, hoppers of the boat when I put it out. My right hand rod, I have changed, well, I'm trying it for now, so where I've been having it, which was sort of close to this an aerator what's like in front of me, straight across into the corner where Dave is, I'll explain who Dave is later, a fish jumped. So I've just put it there with a small, little offering of bait. Try it there for a couple of hours, see if it gets picked up. If not, later on I'll put it back on the spot what I was baiting yesterday. So Dave is, Jeff the owner calls him the best employee anyone can buy, because he don't give him back chat, he don't take breaks, anything like that, because he's a mannequin with a high-vis vest and hat on to keep the herons off in the winter. And he's perched right in that corner, and I must admit a couple of times I've got out my bivvy and thought, who the hell's that? But I've soon realised it's not a real person. But yeah, I can't remember exactly how hot it's going to be. What's the phone say? Oh, 29 degrees, and it reckons it's about 23 now, and it's 10 to 11. So we'll see how we get on today. I'll show you the Angler's Rest as well at some point, because I know I've yet to do that, and I'll run through, pardon me, how I've set my rods up, because they're all three are the same. I am thinking of changing one of the rigs on one of them to try something different, but we'll see how we get on for the time being. But yeah, at some point I'll go through how we've got it set up. Obviously there is rules, like every lake, there's rules of what you have to abide by and recommendations from the owner, so we've gone with that, what he recommends. Like anywhere, whether it be France, at home, any lake you fish, ignore local knowledge, you're a fool in my eyes. If you don't go with the local knowledge, yeah, everyone knows what they'll like to do and what this, that and the other, but people that live and breathe the lake, they see what happens daily, 24/7. So if they're offering you some knowledge, I think you're a fool not to take it. So everything he said, we're all the spots he said, we're fishing. Rig wise, what he's told us to use, I was going to use something similar anyway, just it was going to be a different hook link material, but I've gone with what he said, so we shall see. But yeah, just going to chill out for a bit while it's not too red hot roasty, and then hopefully soon one of us will have something to show you. So, but if not, I'll catch up with you at dinner time ish. But yeah, speak soon. Not camera shy, are you?
No, not at all. Social media.
I thought I heard your alarms from over there. Don't matter, it's a fish.
Exactly, mate. Off the mark.
Yeah, that's it.
Off the mark.
You watch.
Little change in temperature.
Yeah.
Bit of a breeze, and it makes all the difference, doesn't it?
It's nice that in that breeze, to be fair, as well. Yeah, I thought I heard your rod. I didn't know if you were pissing around with it.
No, we're just getting that set up to send out and
Off it went.
yeah.
The size of that Zoid down
It's
there.
only a tiddler, look.
Don't matter.
It's a carp, mate, it's a start.
Well, I'm not blanking.
No, exactly that, mate.
It's a catfish.
It's a
It's
little
a
catfish.
Wells. Oh, he's gonna go then. That's the first one we've seen for bloody ages. Annoying little sods. Well, if they're having a munch, mate, the carp will be doing the same.
Little cost me a lead.
This is the Angler's Rest, where we'll come for his evening meals. Pictures all up on walls. Pool table. A kitchen. Food menu for the week. Late rolls. TV. Where we have dinner. So the fridge is fully stocked with what we want. Just go and get it. Same in the freezer. Ice pops and stuff. Shower and toilet, little tackle shop, and anything we take, just right down on here, and then we'll tot it up at the end of the week. And freezers for all the boilies, particle, and everything like that. Yeah, nice little setup that they've got. Certainly think I could do this for a living, 100%. Dartboard as well, forgot about that. Places to charge stuff. Bit of a sofa. You can just come up here and chill out when you want. Big gnarly zander. And that is the biggest fish in here, Boris. That was £68 last year. Haven't been out since. Be nice if it came out this week, but I'm not counting my chickens. Spot of dinner, ham salad sarnie. Get that down and that'll put me on till tea time then. It's been another tough day. Well, nothing to actually show you, although Barry did have a very small catfish, which the owner don't want him to be in here, so he takes him somewhere over here and just drops him into the river. So they're obviously then not part of the stock. So just come back from dinner, a lovely roast chicken, well, chicken roast dinner. I am absolutely stuffed. And then another great wedge of French cream cake, so I didn't really want to get up and move, but I wanted to come back and get rods out. It's about 9 o'clock. So I've got the 2 rods back on the spots where I was fishing last night. I was going to put the third on the other spot I was fishing. And as soon as I got here, I saw a fish roll just in that far edge down there. So I thought, you know what, why not? I boated it out over there, and it, as I'm talking to you now, one's just literally rolled again. So hopefully something happens tonight. Temperature wise, it's going to be a lot cooler. Well, not a lot cooler, but a couple of degrees cooler for the next couple of days. So fingers crossed that helps the fishing. It's going to be cloudy and overcast all day tomorrow, so hopefully that helps as well. That's probably why it's going to be a lot cooler, because of all the cloud cover. I know the owner, Jeff, he does say when it's stinking hot, like today, yesterday, and the past couple of weeks, it is very tough going. There was 5 out last week from this peg on one of the spots I'm fishing. Not saying I'm going to catch 5, but yeah, hopefully the next couple of days when the temperature cools down a bit, it's going to be a bit more bearable for us, and hopefully it improves the fishing. So going into our, well, second night really, after his first full day, I feel fat as out because I've had 3 meals today. So, but yeah, if we do get anything, you'll be the first to know, as per usual. Get him then. Get him. Old lizard hunter. Well, day 3. Still very quiet on the fishing front. Nothing still since Barry had that little catfish yesterday. Last night, after dinner, I think I said it last night, come in the peg to redo the rods. One just over there kept showing, so I put one there, and then one on the normal spot, and then one showed just in front of peg 4, just over there. 3 times, so I moved it from where Dave is pretty much and put it over there. But yeah, unfortunately nothing for either of us last night. This left hand rod, there was about 4 or 5 fish roll and jump sort of left or right of it, but so I sat there thinking surely that's got to go, but obviously it didn't. We had a bit of rain last night, so that helped cool things down a bit, and we are, don't know if you can see, it's going to be a bit more cloudy today, a couple of degrees cooler, so hopefully that'll help with the fishing. I have seen, so I've been down to Barry's peg, we've had a bit of breakfast, spoke with Jeff and the dogs. I've come back and there's been a couple showing around this area where I have got one rod, and then this left hand rod what I've got, there's been a couple showing around there as well. So touch wood, fingers crossed, there's just one literally jumped in front of Dave. Touch wood, the next couple of days when it's a bit cooler, we should hopefully start picking a few up. When I woke up this morning, there was a kingfisher sat on my rod, which was quite nice to see, because I've never had that before. I always get millions of robins at home, but I've never seen a kingfisher on the rod. I've seen them fly past, but so that was a nice little touch. So yeah, just got to keep going and keep trying really. I don't think we're doing anything wrong, as in rigs, baiting, anything like that. I just don't think the fish are having it in gusto, which I know the owner says, or Jeff says, it's probably because of the hot weather what they've had. But we are hoping now it's cooling down. It's only a couple of degrees, but now it's cooling down a bit, we should start picking a few up with a bit of luck. I have changed one of the rigs, so I've put that to that left hand side. I've just put a 7-inch spinner rig on it, because we have been fishing German rigs and hair rigs at sort of like 10 to 12 inch, but I don't know, because it's quite, I think one of them's one's a gravelly area, so for me, if I was fishing at home, that's what I'd fish with it. So I'm trying it. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. We'll go back with the local knowledge. Not that I'm knocking that any, at all, because like I said the other day, you're a fool not to go with no local knowledge. So I have still got 2, as we was sort of recommended how to fish, and then I've just got 1 on how I would have done it at home. So it's about, I think it's 10 o'clock now. No, it's not, it's 11 o'clock. Yeah, I think Barry's just gone for the shave and a bit of a freshen up, and then I think he's going to redo his rods. He's got his underwater camera out, so he keeps turning it on and off, see if he can see anything. Yeah, only seen a couple of tiddlers so far, but yeah, I'll keep you updated as we're going along. Keep these crossed that we actually land a whacker today. Morning, day 4. Still, unfortunately, nothing to show you. Just had his breakfast sandwich or breakfast butty. Come back and put the rods out. We both have bought some of the glug, what they sell, which obviously matches all the boilies. We haven't been using that as well up to press, so we're giving that a go. Obviously, it's more scent, attraction, so you never know. I'm not saying it's all going to be down to that because we haven't been using it, but it's certainly going to help. Last night again, all down this margin here, well, and yesterday, because it was quite, well, it was cooler and it were overcast. Loads and loads of fish jumping out left and right of the rig, on top of the rig. So I was just sat there thinking, well, it's only going to be a matter of time. And then unfortunately it wasn't. So obviously not, well, are we halfway through the week? Yeah, sort of halfway through the week now, so still got obviously the other half of the week to hopefully get among a couple of carp. There's certainly plenty around here. I've seen them this morning, all last night, you can hear them, and most of yesterday. I have just changed where I've put the rods ever so slightly. So yesterday, well, up to now, I've been, because we're putting everything out in a boat, I've been putting the nose of the boat right up to the bank and then dropping it, so it's sort of like sat on the slope. Whereas I'm trying it for today, I've just dropped it back, I don't know, 4 foot from the bank, and then dropped it so it's sat at the bottom of the slope. Whether it makes a difference or not, I don't know. But when I had that pickup on Saturday night, when I had no indication it just moved, the rig and everything, I'm pretty sure that was at the bottom of the slope, but I can't quite remember. So I've had a couple of nights of trying it on the slope. Unfortunately, I've had nothing. So now I'm going to try it just at the bottom of the slope and see if we can get something that way. Again, today it's not going to be as hot, it's going to be cloudy. It's pretty cloudy now. So it's going to take a little while for the water to cool down, I know, from the hot weather we've had. and I know Thursday, Friday is going to be about 31 again, but again it's going to take a couple of days for it to warm back up. So hopefully over the next few days we'll start getting among a few and have some to show you. So I'm going to sit back and relax in the sun for a little bit, and hopefully the next time I see you will be with a nice French carp. Another tough day. I'm sat here waiting for the carp. Still been plenty showing here, there and absolutely everywhere. The odd liner. We've just got back from dinner, a lovely lasagna and then a dark chocolate mousse for dessert. Washed down with a couple of French beers again. So yeah, going into night 4. So you know, got to be. Two of my rods, I've had them consistently on 2 areas, and then I've had like a third one casting, showing fish and fizzers and stuff like that. But I'm just sticking to the three areas I've got now, especially this one. The amount of fish what are showing here, I just don't get why it's not going. But you know, yesterday I must have seen 25-30 shows along that far margin, on top of the rig, to the left, to the right, and then there's like 1, 2, 3, 8 trees sort of into the corner of the lake. I've got one on what we've called tree 3, tree 5, and then there's been quite a few showing at sort of like tree 4, you know, in between, which is, but yeah, keep going. Obviously stick to them spots because that's where the bait's been going in pretty regular, so hopefully the fish start to home in on it, and then, you know, fingers crossed that's when we can get a couple of runs, a couple of bites. I've just got my 3 rods out now. Barry's just radioed through to me because sort of along this near edge here we've heard quite a few boshing. So Barry said, I'm going to boat one out, and literally as we come back, I was just putting my rods out, one proper clattered out, sort of in between me and him. So he boated one out and he just radioed through to go round. He must have dropped it on its head before I'd even got the boat back to the bank. He'd absolutely screamed off, but unfortunately it came off. Or as soon as he picked the rod up, he felt it and then slack. So yeah, tough going, really tough going this week. But you know, got to try not lose your head. Keep doing what you're doing. When we know it's not the rigs, we know it's not the bait. It's bait what goes in here all year round. Although it does have a couple of flavours, but you know, you can kind of pick which ones you want. So we've gone with the ones that we think would work best. But yeah, going into night 4, I'm still feeling hopeful. Always got to have a bit of faith, haven't you? So that's it, keep going. And I've probably said it every single night since, but if we do get anything, you'll be the first to know. Well, another very quiet night for the pair of us. We've had breakfast, redone the rods, excuse me. It's about 12:30 now, 1 o'clock nearly. So not be far getting his dinner. But yeah, still very, 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 very quiet. Still plenty jumping along that far edge, which I just don't. It's boiling my brain a bit now, is that, to be fair. How there can be so many fish directly on my rod, and nothing happening. Although earlier it did pull up, not tight, but it pulled up, sat there for a few seconds, then just dropped back down. There's there's ripples coming from it right now, so there's still plenty of fish there. I've been seeing quite a lot on this far bank over here, sort of jumping, but like I said the other day, I'm sticking to these 3 spots now because there's been bait going in pretty regular. So hopefully it's gonna, well, you know, they're gonna get on it and find it, and hopefully we'll pick off 1 or 2. Obviously Barry had that run yesterday, what he unfortunately lost. So yeah, very, very difficult. And then it's gonna be about 28 degrees today, and then tomorrow and Friday it's 31 or 32, so it's picking back up. So the cooler cloudy days have gone. That's it now till we go home, and I think it's going to rain Friday night, Saturday morning as we're going home. There's another one there, just done it there. Don't get it, but yeah. I've upped the bait a little bit as well, so I was just literally putting a scoop in the hopper with the rig, fishing for a bite at a time, but the amount we were putting in, you know, the size of the fish in here, that's two good gulps or sucks and it's gone. So I've, on all 3 rods today, I've filled, excuse me, spam that can go to voicemail. Yeah, I filled both hoppers up with bait for all 3 rods. So I've just tried to up the bait a bit more, because obviously the big fish in here, they get big because they eat bait. If they want it, they'll come find it, and hopefully my rig is sat in the middle of it. So I'm going to try that for the rest of the week. Might work, might not, who knows, but to be honest, it's worth a try at the minute, because we're just not getting the runs what we feel we should be. And even Jeff says he doesn't understand it. The only sort of reasonable explanation is probably because there's quite a lot of naturals in the lake at the minute. There's bloodworm and fly hatches and whatever else, so that's the only logical reason we can think of, but who knows. So like I say, we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 nights left, all of today, 2 full days, Friday night, and then we'll be probably leaving here at about, I would say, 6 o'clock Saturday morning to go back to the airport to fly home. So plenty of time, but you know, they are becoming long days sat here just waiting, but at least it's not absolutely pissing it down. But if it was, it'd probably help the fishing, but never mind. So yeah, I think I'm just going to walk around here to this left hand rod, take my bucket and just scatter a bit more in, because I've just made up some more bait, made it quite sloppy with a lot of the oh god, what do you call it, liquids in it, so it should be nice and cloudy. So I'm just going to heap a couple of scoopfuls of that in, and then just sit on my hands until we'll go for dinner later on. So yep, Dave. Just back from dinner, had a lovely Chinese stir fry. So we sat chewing the fat over, well, dinner. Well, me and Barry were kind of saying, you know, we've tried these spots where we think we're going to catch from, and nothing's really happened, other than seeing the fish here, there and everywhere. But so we're having a bit of a discussion and stuff, and we've said, well, why don't we try something a little bit different? So tomorrow we're gonna, because you're allowed to go stalking but you're only allowed to take 1 rod, so tomorrow we're gonna, after breakfast, bring everything in and head over to that far bank with one rod each, a net, and all the weighing gear and everything like that. And just sort of, because where they're showing, they're so close into the bank, which you can get to here from, or from here with the boat, but we're going to try it from that side, here, there and everywhere. And then, so I've still got one there because I can't ignore the amount of fish that are showing there. But then I'm going to literally wade up here and drop one just off the edge of that tree, not that far out. It's not very deep. Well, I say it's not very deep, it's probably about 4 foot, so I've been told. And then my middle one, I'm just going to literally chuck it on the rod tip, rod and half length out. Try that. I've not done it. Something a little bit different, scoop full of bait over the top. Not saying it's going to work, but it also might work. So I think Barry's going to do something maybe a little bit similar tonight. And then tomorrow night, obviously, see what happens tonight. We'll have another think and to see what we're going to do then. But so yeah, I've put 2 rods out, that one and then the one straight in front, and I'm going to chuck the waders on and I'm going to wade out there and put that one out. So the next time you see me, I'll probably be wearing a pair of waders. Right, well that's breakfast done. So now we're just going to get both his rods, well 2 rods each, and going to go sit down there somewhere for the day with 2 rods each. It's going to be 32 degrees as well, so it's going to be stinking hot today. But over there, it's quite nice and shaded, so spend the day around there, just 2 rods, just literally drop them over the edge and see what happens really. Not saying it's going to work, but you never know. So I'm just going to bring my rods in, decide which 2 I'm going to take, and then we'll go around there and then we'll see you around there. Right, well that's dinner done. An absolutely fantastic barbecue done by Jeff. Ribs, chicken, duck breast done the French way. That was absolutely amazing, was that. Roast peppers. I'm absolutely pogged. Washed down with a couple of beers. So I've just got back to the peg. Rods are back out for the night. We asked Jeff if he'd nip to the supermarket earlier and get us some sweet corn, because that's one of the things we hadn't tried. and we all know Carp loves sweet corn, so off he went, came back, a couple of tins of sweet corn apiece. So that's now in the mix. 2 of the rods are on sweet corn, 1 on actual sweet corn on the bottom, 1 on 2 bits popped up, and then the 3rd rod we've got some luncheon meat which has been covered in curry powder, so we're going to try that and try some, probably not what they used to in here. You never know, might work, might not. Said that probably every single night, but it's just the way it goes. So yeah, the rods are back out, I've just done them. I'm going to chill out for a bit. It's been 32 degrees today, it's been absolutely fucking ridiculous, to be honest. And it's still about 29 degrees now, and it's just gone 8 o'clock, so it's going to be a rough old night, I think. Try to get to sleep in the old bivvy. Definitely be sleeping on top of the bag, I think, and probably next to naff or clothes, but that's just the way it is. So it's Thursday now, so we've only got tonight, all of tomorrow night and early Saturday morning, because we are leaving about 7 o'clock to go get our flight home. So like most places in France, Big Fish Thursday. Let's hope it lives up to its name, but again, we shall see. So like always, I'm going to sit back and relax, chill for a bit. Probably going to fall asleep really early because I'm absolutely, after all that food, which was absolutely top notch by the way. But yeah, like always, if we do get anything, you'll all be the first to know, so fingers crossed.
Right, move.
Good morning. We are on Friday morning, so it's our final morning now. Well, final or last full day, should I say. I was greeted by a bit of heavy rain this morning. When I woke up it was raining. I got up, went round to Barry's bivvy, had a coffee and stuff, and Jeff brought breakfast down, and then the heavens absolutely opened for about half an hour or so. Quite a lot of thunder. So fingers crossed a bit of rain has cooled the water down a little bit, but I think we needed a lot more than what we got. It's still pretty overcast, but it's very, very muggy.